Again, this is a sample floor plan that a student did, another assignment, but the rules are pretty much the same for everything, right? We're going to dimension where an opening is, a window, a door, or a regular opening without a door, right? Let's make believe that one doesn't have a door. I'm just going to make that bigger. And we're going to add hidden lines there. Let's make believe this is an opening without a door, some kind of archway into this nice kitchen. Okay, to dimension this, de-dim, modify, there are three things you should be changing. Symbols and arrows, architectural ticks for the first and the second. We like the architectural ticks. The fit, overall scale, 24. Most of the time that works well if we're not talking too much about printing and stuff. 24 is a good number. And then primary units, make sure you are in architectural. Click OK and close. All right. So I'm going to start with the bathroom. The rule is going to be the same thing. You just go room by room. Okay. First, let's make sure we're in the right layer. That'll save us some time from having to do it later on. Dimension. First, the location of this window. Click from here to here. Right? Bring it out. Be consistent. If you have space to bring it outside, do it outside. Especially if the room is close to the edge. If it's something that it's like right in the middle, like maybe this area I have to dimension, do it in the middle of the floor plan, because we're not going to drag out a dimension all the way to the edge. It makes it very sloppy and crazy. Okay, couple of things. I was zoomed out, and this student has extra lines in there maybe. Nope, I just hit the wrong point. 2 feet 6, that's a good number, right? We'll bring this out. If you have weird numbers or numbers that are like fractional, 2 feet 5 and 7/16, 2 feet 3/8, like get to a nice round or whole inch. There's a trick to do that on the dimensions, or just make sure you move stuff. I'm selecting this dimension and clicking the blue boxes to bring it up to the edge so that there is a gap. So we have the location of this window, and now we want the size of the window. On the annotate toolbar, I can do this two ways. I can click again up to the edge, and not the sill, the size of the window. Okay, I'm trying to track to get a point, and then click the end here to line it up. Or I can go to annotate and use dim continue. That's this guy here. There's two here, baseline and continue. If it shows you a box, it didn't automatically pick for you, that's okay. Click where it starts from, and now it'll automatically line up, and you just click where you want it to be. Right? And then you can just keep clicking stuff, and they keep lining up. But sometimes it will automatically just give you a last one. If it doesn't give you if it gives you the wrong last one, like let's say it's coming from this side, right? It's on the opposite side. Don't worry, press enter and then pick the right side, the correct side that you want to continue from. So we go to the edge. Okay? That gives us the distance away from a wall and the size of the opening. We don't need this last gap. We do need the whole width from one side to the other, right? That basically. So you can just click and then bring this out, right? This student left a bunch of settings on that I probably wouldn't keep on because of all those lines that pop up. Okay, and bring that to the edge. So this room is done horizontally, right? And we would do that room by room by room. Okay, and then try to line them up. All of the smaller ones for the openings on this level, then the locations of the walls on this level. And then the last thing that we do for this side is the overall, right? And we just do that one step up. And then you just try to line them up and keep them pretty. Let's do the left side. Okay. We need the location of this window here. And I'm going to bring them out in a second. I'll just do that all in one step. I'm going to continue. Actually, let's do it now. Bring that up. Click, bring that up. All I'm doing is clicking on the dimension and using the grips, the blue squares, to bring those out to the edge so that they don't touch the drawing. And then dim continuous, it automatically picked the last one and bring it out from the edge here. Okay? And then we do the location or the size of this wall. Okay, and this one is an exterior wall. Let's do the interface. Okay, and then we bring it out. Notice I'm doing the small dimensions first, right? The opening locations and the size of the opening, then where the walls are, And then at the end, after I do all of this stuff on this side, then I do the overall, right? So here we got some other stuff. We have whatever this space is. So I can do this little gap here. Oop, you see there's a boo-boo that student did. Let's just fix it for him or her. Match properties and trim. Okay, and then from here to here, that's the size of the opening. That is a funky door, right? We don't, 2 feet 10, not a thing. Standard door is 3 feet. So what we do is we stretch, bring this up 2 inches. That's 3 feet. That means this rectangle is inaccurate. I know the other doors are 3 feet. However, I'm going to take this one, copy it down. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. This turned into something else, right? And it should swing in, so I'm going to keep that and move it from this corner to this corner. Okay, and I don't love that right there, so we might have to do some trickery. Or we go from the opposite. I could explode it and make sure it's where I want it to go, or for the sake of the time on this video, I'm just going to do that. Okay, 1 feet 6. And then I could give the whole opening here, or I could just give the dimension on this side, right? We don't have to do every single one in a row, right? We could leave one empty unless we really want to be clear. So let's just do this. Let's finish this one side. And I'm going to fix that now. And this is something you do maybe at the end, or you do them as you go, up to you. I don't love that. 3 and 5/8. He probably centered it along this wall. I'm just going to nudge that over. Let's nudge it this way. 3/8 to get a nice even or a whole inch. We don't want to do that to a construction worker, right? Make them measure precisely to fractions of an inch. So this student copied the same window over and over, so all of them are 5/8 bigger than 4 feet. So I'm just going to nudge it to make it, using stretch, make it exactly 4 feet. Okay, so we got this side, right? These are lined up with this. We have the location of this opening and the opening itself. Then I want the size of this wall, right? I can click the end of this here to make sure they line up, and then we do the overall. Okay, so some of you guys might stop the video and say, oh, we only do the top and the left. No, you rinse and repeat, do the same thing, go around every room, get the location and size of each opening. This wall, I would need to know how deep this piece is from here to here, right? We could do that there. And then the rest, because this is now an interior wall, from here to here, click here. We need that. Okay, and it just lines up to this, these two faces line up. We need this height here. You would go around. Okay, for a closet, you may not have a good spot outside. So yeah, you can sometimes just dimension in the plan, and you guys can pay attention to the handout I gave you to see where some of these dimensions are. If you have weird situations where things overlap and you don't like it, click on a dimension and maybe use the boxes that appear, the grips, and change the locations of things. If you have this weird intersection and you want to clean it up, use dim break. Click a line, click the other dimension, and it breaks it up. If you have really long extension lines that you don't like, click on the dimension and bring the extension line right to the end so that you don't have a lot of overlap. Okay? But it's your task to go around the entire floor plan and say, do I know where this window is and how big it is? Do I know where this door is and how big it is? Do I know how big this opening is? Yes, you have to dimension that. I would dimension this from here to here, right? I kind of eyeballed that one at the beginning of this. And from here to here. Okay, we would do whatever we have to fix this. And I'll just show you. I would stretch this 4 and 15/16, I think that was. No, I was off by 5/8. Bring it back 5/8. And then this is 3, 8, and 7/8. I would bring that back. So that, let's do 3 feet 6. So I need to bring it back 2 and 7/8. Right? So I have nice, even numbers, things that are easy to measure in the field. Because a construction worker is not going to sit there and measure to 3 feet 5 and 7/8. He's going to think this architect's ridiculous. Why is he or she wasting my time with 1/8 of an inch? Okay? And you go around doing that to all openings and to all of the walls, at least for the assignment that you're working on, unless I told you otherwise.